This is Sylvia Saber with Lagatar Afghanistan updates. Let's move on to the important news of the day. In a major development, Taliban struck a peace deal with the Northern Alliance. The meetings between the two delegations of the Taliban and the Northern Alliance were taking place over the last 2 days at Charikar in Afghanistan's Parwan province. The two sides have agreed to cease attacks against each other. United States and its allies warned their citizens to immediately leave area around Kabul airport over a terrorist threat. Australia, the US and UK have issued alerts to their citizens. Taliban has promised to provide security outside Kabul airport, but intelligence reports of an imminent threat from Daesh terrorist organization cannot be ignored, a NATO country diplomat in the Afghan capital said. Turkey's military has begun evacuating from Afghanistan. The announcement from Turkish Ministry of Defense has come shortly after the Taliban asked Ankara for technical help to run Kabul airport but insisted it withdraw its military by the end of August. Taliban spokesman Zabiullah Mujahid that the group considers Pakistan as their second home and won't allow any activity on Afghan soil which goes against Pakistan's interests. Addressing concerns about women's rights, he said the Taliban is trying to create an environment conducive to women's education, work and employment. Russian President Vladimir Putin spoke by phone with Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan on the latest developments in Afghanistan. Pakistani Premier underscored the importance of coordinated approaches in addressing the evolving situation, noting that Pakistan attached high importance to the role of the Troika Plus format involving Russia, the US, China and Pakistan. After taking control of war-torn Afghanistan, the Taliban have captured more than 100 Russian-made Mi-17 helicopters from various air bases and army depots, a Russian state arms exporter has claimed. However, the Taliban will be largely unable to use them with little access to maintenance crews and spare parts. Russian President Vladimir Putin and his Chinese counterpart have agreed that their countries would step up efforts to counter threats emerging from Afghanistan. The German Chancellor Angela Merkel said that the international community must maintain dialogue with the group if it wanted to protect improvements made in the country during 2 decades of NATO deployment there. As many as 1,500 American citizens may still need to be evacuated from Afghanistan, and the Taliban have pledged to allow some departures after US troops leave the country on August 31st, US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said. The US Secretary of State also said that Taliban has agreed to allow Americans and at-risk Afghan nationals to leave after August 31st. Mexico has accepted 5 members of an Afghan girls' robotics team who arrived in the country after their evacuation from the Taliban-controlled Afghan capital Kabul. The robotics team, made up of girls as young as 14, had gained attention across the world in 2017 when they traveled to the US to take part in an international competition. The World Bank is suspending aid to Afghanistan following the Taliban's takeover of the country earlier this month. The World Bank has committed more than $5.3 billion for development projects in Afghanistan. The bank-administered Afghanistan Reconstruction Trust Fund also has raised more than $12.9 billion for the country.